I have been volunteering for breakfast programs here in Penticton for 12 years now. I started when my daughter was in grade 6 at KVR, and I became aware then that there was a need for some sort of a breakfast program. A lot of kids show up for school that barely even have a lunch, let alone have eaten breakfast. And that's when I first became aware of it. And I had a girlfriend that was involved as well. So her and I teamed up, and the rest is history. So I've done various things over the years. I've done the shopping, I've done the delivery, I've served the kids. We make various things like, we have a menu, we'll do pancakes one day, French toast, we'll do ham and eggers. I love it. I absolutely love it for so many reasons. There is such a massive need, and it is incredibly rewarding. It doesn't take up a lot of time. Yeah, it's something that reels you in, for sure. It really is something very true to my heart, and every time I talk about it. And you know, once you see the kids, and you typically see the same kids every morning, so you get a sense of where the need is. And I think it's important that I say we are very inclusive. We got kids that play hockey really early in the morning and they don't have time. Or we've got kids where parents work early and they just don't have time to get breakfast. So we include everyone. I always like to stress that, because we don't want to put it out there that we don't check anyone's T4. We don't see if you're a single parent or if, you know, that type of thing. It is really inclusive to all students. And once they get their tray and they're having something to eat, they all sit together and it gets them a chance to talk to each other. And it's really more of a communal thing for all these kids. And I think they really look forward to it. So I don't think people realize that it really doesn't take up much of your time. If you're willing to give about an hour to an hour and a half a week, it makes such a huge difference. So I think it's just really, really important to get the word out there in any which way we can. Because if we don't have volunteers, we don't have breakfast program. They are the most important thing. I can't stress how important it is. I don't think that once our kids are out of school and once we've moved on, maybe retired or semi-retired, I think can be a bit of a disconnect on the need in our community. And in all honesty, the majority of my volunteers are from the retirement community. They're looking to give back. And I think if they knew who to talk to and where to go, I think that we'd have a lot more interest, because it just doesn't take up a lot of your time, and it's just so rewarding.
Well, I retired from real estate 3.5, almost 4 years ago, and I like having a purpose, and the Breakfast Club fit really well for me. It's a good feeling to help kids start their day in the right way. The return is just gratification, knowing that you're doing something for other people. And I always say, if you're ever feeling down or depressed, go do something nice for someone else and you'll feel better right away. Every day we do something different for breakfast. One day is hash browns and scrambled eggs and toast, and another is French toast and pancakes and waffles and grilled cheese sandwiches. So every day it's something different. They get lots of fruit and veggies, and all the volunteers need to do is cook the breakfast, serve it, and clean up after. So there's no running around or doing anything over and above that. It's just come in and enjoy an hour and a half with little ones.
I have been on the board of directors with the Chamber of Commerce here in Penticton for the last 4 years. I have been a volunteer with the Chamber of Commerce in different communities since I was a young child. When my mother first started taking me to Chamber of Commerce meetings, at that time it was in the town that we lived in, it was called Busy Amherst in Nova Scotia. It was not called a Chamber of Commerce, but she was a volunteer with them, and so I went with her, and that's where I first started learning about being a volunteer. And I have volunteered with the Chamber of Commerce in every community I've lived in, including a stint as the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce in Fort McMurray while I lived there for a while. So I first moved to Penticton back in the 70s and then left for a few years in the 80s and went to Fort McMurray, and then have been back in Penticton since the late 80s. And I have been part of the Chamber in some capacity as a member for whatever business or organization I was working with ever since. And with Penticton Women in Business, I have been on the executive of that organization since its inception 21 years ago. To me, volunteering is an opportunity to have some fun, to meet other people, to gain some new skills, to be out there, to be part of the community. I was brought up to understand that being part of your community and taking on some responsibility in your community and giving back to your community was exactly the same as being part of a family. You have responsibilities, you have things you're supposed to do to be part of that family. You do the same in your community. And I find it very interesting when I hear people say, oh, there's nothing to do in Penticton, or I'm so bored here. Well, I can give you a list of hundreds of things to do here, to get involved in, to be part of, and to enjoy. And there is nothing better than going out with a group of people and creating something or doing something or giving back. It's got its own rewards. I think that volunteering can be such a great stepping stone for students who are wanting to learn new skills or get something to put on a resume that can help them with job searches. For young moms who have maybe been at home for a few years and are thinking, I want to get back in the workforce, but my skills are a little out of date. Volunteer for something and get trained in a few new things and add that to your resume before you go out job hunting. The possibilities are just endless.
I've been with the Penticton Superior. I serve as on their board of directors. I was past president. The Penticton Superior serves anywhere from 50 to 120 meals per day to local people, all kinds of different people. Some of them are homeless, some of them are low income, pensioners, whoever needs a meal, everyone's welcome. Feeding people has always been a passion of mine, whether it be in my kitchen with my family or with people who need food. And I like to donate to programs, not only locally, but around the world to feed people. So that would be my number one thing. Right up there with that is water, having clean water for people. So I try to be part of projects that promote that. And then my newest passion is raising money for Pathways. Pathways is a local addictions and family counseling center. A year and a half ago, I lost my nephew to an overdose, so it's very important to me. Well, not just because of that, but because of the need in our community and to help people that are affected by addiction. It's just so important, though. The stigma these days, it's just terrible how I think the stigma has to go. And once people start understanding that addiction is a mental health issue and they start helping people, it will help the problem. So right now, every Sunday, I do a meat and more draw at the Barley Mill Pub, and we raise money for Pathways to help people with addictions counseling. Volunteering is selfish, if you ask me, because I get a lot from it. It started when I was very young. My family promoted volunteering. My father would say if you were having a bad day or you were feeling sad or grumpy or something, he'd say, come on, let's go. And we'd go and we'd volunteer. Back, it was in Vancouver, so we'd go to the Union Gospel or wherever we could give our service, and we would help people. So by helping people, you help yourself.
I have been a volunteer in lots of places other than Penticton, but in Penticton I've been on the board of Sowens, and I was a volunteer with Sowens. I am a past president of Penticton Women in Business. I've been on their board for a number of years, and also am currently on the board of the Penticton and Wine Country Chamber of Commerce, and also past president there. Originally, we came to Penticton in 2012. And I went to Sowens and asked if they needed help with anything. I have a strong connection with women who experience violence and wanted to give back to that cause and that purpose. And then became really involved in the business community, and the business community is really the backbone of our entire society, so we need them to thrive. And I look at Penticton as sort of an event town. And so in order for us to continue putting on events that help our businesses thrive and our community thrive, we need volunteers for those events. And so that's sort of what drives me. It's amazing. My husband and I decided in, I guess, the summer of 2013, that we were not going to leave Penticton and the South Okanagan during the summer, but we were going to attend as many events and festivals as we could, and really sort of embrace everything that is offered here. It's really important, I think, for us to not just take from our community, but to give back. And you know, I always told my kids, you'll get out of something whatever you put into it. And so I feel like that's the same when it comes to community, right? We'll get the benefits of the community the more we put into it. We need volunteers. And so anyone who is feeling like they want to give back a little bit, whether it's volunteering for a nonprofit or volunteering for an event or a festival or the Breakfast Club, Starfish Pack, there's so much need. And so spend an hour a week or more.
So the South Okanagan Smoke Mean Volunteer Center matches opportunities with volunteers. So organizations and events or festivals that are looking for volunteers reach out to us, sign up as members, And then we share those opportunities that reach volunteers who are looking for opportunities to volunteer and give back to their community.
So from Summerland down to Osoyoos and over to Princeton, we cover all those communities, and we want to make sure that people can see what opportunities are available, and there is something for everybody. So if you want to volunteer 1 day a week, 5 days a week, maybe only a couple of times a year, we'll have something for you. We have over 900 volunteers in our database, and that grows daily. So that allows us to talk to our member organizations that need volunteers, and of those 900 plus people, there's always somebody that will see an opportunity that fits their lifestyle, that fills that sense of purpose that they're looking for, or that interest that they have in learning something new with an organization.
Members would join our organization, and then we would share their opportunities for them. So we use our platforms on social media and our website to share those opportunities out to volunteers, and then volunteers see those opportunities and then reach out to those members of those organizations that they want to volunteer at. There's so many organizations that are looking for volunteers, and now with all the festivals reopening after COVID, everybody's looking for volunteers. So if you haven't volunteered, this is your chance. This is your chance to get out and make a difference in your community.
Right now we have about 60 members, and that continues to grow because we have now waived the membership fees. So for a member organization, whether it's a nonprofit or a festival or really any event in the South Okanagan that requires volunteers, filling out the membership form, it doesn't cost you anything anymore. Just that little bit of time to tell us who you are, what you're looking for, and letting us help recruit those volunteers for you. That allows you to focus on the business at hand. When people are new to a community, one of the best ways to get to know the people and the area is through volunteering. And we see that a lot where people move here and they want to get more familiar, so they sign up to be a volunteer with a cause that means something to them. We have opportunities no matter what your work life is, whether you're retired, semi-retired, or working full-time. You can choose how much you want to volunteer. So if you want to volunteer for just one event that you might find fun, or if you want to volunteer 40 hours a week so that you have that real sense of purpose and you're staying active, we have all of those opportunities for you throughout the South Okanagan. And I can tell you, no matter what you do, it would be a huge help to any of our many organizations. This community has been so great to all of us and our families. It's an opportunity for us to now give something back to the community to make us more vibrant, more healthy, and happier.
One way to reach us is through our website. Another way is on social media. If you sign up on our website as a volunteer, you also get a monthly newsletter that has current opportunities. Also, when you sign up as a member, as a volunteer, we are able to get your interest. So when we have your interest, we're able to directly let you know if there's an opportunity that fits your need. The wonderful thing about our website is that you're able to search for exactly what you're looking for. If you have an interest in volunteering with seniors or pets or with food or administration or any role or skill that you'd look to build or utilize, you can search by those on our website. Definitely, we're very reachable. We're on social media, website. You can give us a call, anything. We're always here to help.
You might be wondering what I'm doing out here picking up garbage, and maybe you're not, but let's pretend for a second you are. Between April 24th and 30th is National Volunteer Week, and we are asking everyone in the South Okanagan Similkameen to get outside and volunteer. After a long winter, let's just take a moment to beautify our neighborhood. All you'll need is a bag, gloves, maybe something to pick up the garbage, and don't forget your camera, so you can take a selfie and tag us on Facebook at SOSVC Okanagan so you can be entered to win one of our many giveaways.
On the last day of National Volunteer Week, Saturday, April the 30th, join us at Gyro Park during Farmers Market for a complimentary volunteer appreciation breakfast. To save your plate, RSVP through our website, www.volunteercenter.info. All of our member organizations will also be extending invitations, so watch your email and our social media. See you there.